All right, here we are at a hobbled studio.
Wow.
Just like that?
Just like that.
That's weird, ain't it?
Yeah, it is weird.
Well, hey, it's not Monday, it's Tuesday. Mike didn't say it.
Yep.
And we are still powering kind of speed. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to give the phone number because you can't call in.
Yeah.
And somebody, I'm not going to name who it is, but, before the show we were chatting and I said it's like a dumpster fire here, which is it's kind of just a funny thing to say, right? Like shit show or stuff like that. And someone actually asked if there's a real dumpster fire.
That had to be an idiot like Alan.
Who could be that dumb?
Had to be Alan.
I don't know.
Was it Alan?
I didn't see the name. It scrolled by too fast because everybody else was calling him an idiot, I think. Oh, for shit's sake.
Yeah, well, I see PJ. All right, Mike, get your shit together. Mike having his shit together is the reason that we're even here at all.
Yeah, we got connected.
But all kinds of stuff. And I called Comcast before, and they said that we'll have audio back at 10:10. Or internet back at 10:10. I don't know how the hell
they're very specific about knowing when they're going to be lit up again.
I know. How could they possibly do that? 10:10.
Don't know. You know what? They're having a little party somewhere, and they're like, we'll flip it back on.
Yeah, we'll turn Mike's switch on later. That guy was a douche when we came to replace his modem the other day.
Yeah, that's right. You were. Karma. So, and Fudd just replied, "Fuck all of you."
Yeah, and I will definitely not be able to sleep at night because of that insult.
Yeah, I know.
It's very hurtful.
He can say that, but
is the dumpster fire at his house?
It might be. Does he have a dumpster?
It might be in the jet ski graveyard.
Swing set.
Look out the back window for the dumpster fire.
The jet ski fire.
All right. Anyway.
All right, Tad.
Yes, Mike.
Everybody is waiting for your report on the royal wedding. How was it?
Well, I actually went to a wedding that same day. My friend John Wiggins' wedding.
Oh, that's right. You went to Wiggins' wedding.
I put on there, this is the real royal wedding. So
you didn't watch the wedding?
Unfortunately, I did. A little bit. And then I saw.
You're so gay, dude.
I saw Oprah Winfrey. I was like, "Oh, Jesus Christ, turn it off!"
You just said that out loud that you watched.
You watched that wedding.
I was flipping through channels. I was like, "What's this?"
I did see one highlight, and I got to tell you, it was cool as hell. Did you see when they drove away in that '67 Jaguar convertible?
No, but I did see
Jaguar,
it was worth.
electric,
yeah, it's a brand new car.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's a brand new car that Jaguar made. I don't know if they make them over there or they made it for them because they have unlimited
for
money.
Them, yeah.
But yeah, it's a brand new 66 or 67 Jag convertible electric. All new.
I saw it was like 500. Like 500,000. I think that was on like Fox News or something.
Oh, I thought it was 500 amps.
Might I say there was a funny part where they said, for sickness and health, with no money or whatever, and the prince was like,
no
Mr.
money.
Unlimited funds.
Did he really snicker?
Yeah. Yeah, the look on his face.
Motherfucker.
Did he really? I didn't see. Well, I didn't see the wedding. So.
Yeah, we didn't watch it because we were doing man stuff.
Yeah, we were. Ted.
Sorry.
I didn't.
Instead of fixing the rear in your car, you're watching a royal wedding.
Yeah,
there's my excuse.
Your mistake was admitting it.
Yeah, you're watching a royal wedding. I think you're thinking about another rear. You sicko.
Come on, man.
Fudd was probably watching it too, so you're not alone.
Oh, damn it.
All right. Well, what are we going to talk about?
Well, not the wedding.
Let's talk about car stuff.
I don't really have a whole lot to talk about.
The E-Jag?
Let's go home.
I'm prepping to work on my thing. I kind of wanted to start it this weekend, but there was just no time. And then the weather here, it's rained for like a week straight now.
It's funny. I talked to Howard, because he's a customer. I talked to him a bunch, and they had in 12 hours last week, they had 8.5 inches of rain.
Oof.
Really?
Could you imagine?
No.
That's a lot of rain.
No, I don't think we just had constant crap weather here. So then it fucked everything up I wanted to do.
Yep.
I've got a building. Certainly I'm going to work inside, but it was a pain in the ass. So
still anything you drive outside to inside, it's going to be dripping wet
and everything else. And I'm like, I'm not even fucking with this.
You know what we could do? Let's talk about guests again. We've been talking about guests, and we got some good tips, and I've called some people, and our listeners are really helpful, but we have to, I'm going to put out some ground rules because shit gets confusing.
Well, the one thing that's kind of important to note is we would all like to talk to, I don't know, like people are putting up stuff like, but how the hell will we ever get that guy to talk to us?
Yeah.
Then now look, by luck, it could be somebody that Well, but it's like me, like Tad says, dipshit mogul said, "Who do you want to talk to?" And I was like, "Jeremy Clarkson." And he's like,
"I'll get right through to him."
Yeah, I mean, there's certain people that we're not going to be able to get.
See, him we should be able to talk to. You guys look at him like he's on a pedestal. He's a bum.
Who, Jeremy Clarkson?
Yeah.
You kidding me?
What's he doing?
Where's your TV show on Amazon?
Bum.
He's a good dude.
Bum. I'd rather get Corolla.
He's probably even a possibility because he does do other podcasts for people that are, like looking to talk to him. He does. He's done a bunch of them.
Well, I don't know why we don't do that. But here's what I was going to say. And, I don't want to call these guys fans because that seems condescending. I want to call them listeners because we appreciate everybody that listens because it's cool. It's fun, right?
I need the Prince Harry laugh canned. No, go ahead.
So, but, and we appreciate that you guys reach out to people, but you should reach out to us first before you call because I had a little bit of trouble. Somebody recommended somebody on Street Outlaws.
Yep.
Who I had been talking to from a business standpoint for the past 3 weeks. And because that guy reached out to him, it kind of, and I don't want to make it sound any worse than, it's not that big a deal, but it kind of makes it seem like I was going to exploit the business relationship to try to drag him on the show. And it was just bad luck. And, and I did talk to the guy and he's going to come on. He couldn't do it today. And, whatever.
Luckily.
Yeah. Yeah, and he's a great guy. I mean, he was the perfect person for this to happen to. But it could happen where somebody talks to somebody before asking us, and it kind of blows up. So, in the future, before you make that call, at least tell one of us that you're going to call. No harm, no foul. But it's it'll just be helpful if you call us first.
Then they message me. Well, tell Tom or tell Mike this, and I was like, oh, can't you tell them directly because of my.
Yeah, well, we're watching. I mean, I look at Facebook pretty much.
Yeah,
I would suggest calling Tom directly. I will give you his phone number.
No.
I tell them Mike is on his, took most of the time on your Facebook, boycott. So
yeah, I don't really go
Messenger.
I don't go on Facebook often. As a matter of fact, one of the guys from TurboSmart actually volunteered.
Yeah.
To do this.
Yeah,
and I wrote him back, and I always forget to check to see if he wrote back.
No, he didn't.
Okay. Well, that's another one.
Yeah, Allison, of course we'd like to talk to Ryan. I know you got a crush on him.
Seacrest?
Yeah. God, Tad.
What
happened to him?
The gay barometer is off the chart.
It is. Jesus. Anyway, Tad, would you like to talk about Dancing with the Stars? Wait, what show is Seacrest on?
You're asking me?
That was a trick question. Yes,
it was. See, that's what you people don't get to see, but.
Tad?
Yes.
That's an actual real question. What show is he on?
Not a clue.
Okay. Well, anyway.
Is he on anything anymore? I don't even know.
Well, just stop with you and your weird fetishes. So you talked to several people on the list.
Yes.
That you think will probably work out.
Yeah, they're all going to work out. It's just a time thing.
Okay.
Actually, the Ford guys are going to be happy. I'm not going to name names right now, but they'll be happy. But we got a Magnuson guy coming on. We have not a Street Outlaws guy. This guy, well, I mean, I could say it. It's Birdman. He's the guy that whooped all the Street Outlaws' ass. It actually is who he is. He's got a very, very. He's a bad dude.
Prince Harry Snicker.
Allison with Jessica Barton. What? I mean, stop already. I don't think she's a name anymore. But okay, let's have her on. So yeah, Magnuson, TurboSmart. I didn't have any luck with Tim McCamus. Who recommended him? Nathan? No, Rich Mogul.
Rich Mogul, and apparently Rich actually called. He did reach out to them ahead of time too.
Well, that's probably why they didn't call me back.
So is that idiot from Pennsylvania again?
Mogul. Now would be a great time to. Fuck yeah, he is.
Well, there was a better comment in the room from Dale. What I said, I think his name was Dale. He said Tom's phone number, aka Alan's phone number. That would have been.
Whoa. Dale's gonna get a beating. Anyway, so believe it or not, Danica. believe it or not, we do have some guys coming up. Actually worked out tonight because it would have been bad if we had somebody good and then this happened. That would have sucked.
I was talking about the guest, and I don't want to talk about him now because I don't know if he's going to be able to do it next week or however we try to do this again.
Reschedule.
Yeah, and I guess I have to go through and try to figure out all the places I have Monday listed because we are going to be Tuesday.
Right.
That's the plan.
You mean our T-shirts?
Our T-shirts say show? Oh, we never got them.
It's Mondays.
T-shirts.
Yeah. Remember that?
Monday.
T-shirts are getting.
Oh, yeah. But we have T-shirts already.
Yeah, we have like 6.
We need more T-shirts? Let's just get them.
Well, we talked about getting them. We talked about getting a lot of them.
We talked about doing a lot of things that we don't do.
Look, guys,
we're
we got
fucking
a logo,
losers.
Okay.
Yeah.
we got a logo, and the premium members just quite ain't paying enough to.
Yeah.
No, they're not.
Might have to raise the price.
The premium members don't realize what a pack of idiots in this room. They really don't.
I think probably I don't want to talk. Well, let's find out if he can come on next week, and then we'll publicize it and do it because it was kind of last minute, and it was actually Nathan who actually managed to get that set up because he knew the guy. That's why it worked out good.
Oh, Eric?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll get that set up, and I feel bad, but he was going to call in. So I said, look, I'll have the Mixler, promotional link all published, everything ready to go. Should be up at like 6:00. And I was watching like the 5 on TV or whatever. I was getting ready to come into the studio and just stopped.
Yep.
And I'm like, the fuck's going on here? And I'm like, motherfucker. And I went to, I rebooted the Fire TV and it wouldn't come up, no home. And I'm like, oh no. And I'm like, Alexa, what time is it? I'm having trouble understanding you right now. Please try later. I'm like, fuck.
Oh, without the internet, she's just an
idiot.
Well,
can't do anything.
Well,
like no scheduling, no nothing, no.
So she's like a regular chick.
Can't even tell
that's so bad. So bad.
Tad, you can't say shit like that.
Yeah.
Say what?
Damn.
Yeah.
So Chris B. Bacon said, sorry, Tom. I don't know why he said that. But yeah, Allison, Birdman, Texas. That's the only Birdman. Whatever. So moving on. I like all, we're getting more suggestions here. And I am writing them down.
Well, the problem is just people we have to have some level of communication to start with. I mean, I don't know about Tom, but I don't want to pick up the phone and call somebody and be like, hey,
you,
I've got a podcast.
Well, I mean, I do that. I don't have a problem doing it.
Yeah, but they're people you have a pre-existing relationship with, isn't it?
Not calling cold, cold.
No, I mean, I don't know Tim McCamus. I called him twice.
Oh, you made it sound like you knew the guy.
No, I know who he is.
Okay.
But I don't know him.
Okay.
He's a chassis guy.
Yeah.
No clue.
Okay.
Couldn't pick him out of a
crowd.
Well,
God bless you then. Maybe you work a little harder than I thought.
Couldn't pick him out of a crowd of 2.
Well, I could. There's videos of him. You should know who he is.
Yeah, I know who he is.
He's the guy that had the Diet Coke, had the big Sonic cup or something.
He had a Top Sportsman car back in the day that was really badass.
Mm-hmm.
Way back in the day. Tom Vig, that's actually whoever Darth Sideways is. That would be a good guest.
And somebody, Todd Gibson, also said.
Yeah. He's he owns or still used to own.
Yeah, Allison, we do still need a tire guy.
Yeah, tire guys suck. They just do. I talked to, I'm not going to name names, but I talked to somebody at Mickey Thompson, agreed to be on and just didn't call me the day he was coming on. And I talked to people at Hoosier and same thing. They didn't schedule. They just don't call back. So
don't want to let their secrets out.
Yes, Allison, we need a tire guy, but yeah, Allison says she's on it.
Okay, good. If she knows somebody, that'd be much appreciated.
PJ says he agrees with me. Tire guys suck. Yeah.
I mean, just kind of bizarre. I mean, especially after they tell you that they want to do it.
Yeah, I mean, the one guy was scheduled. Like he was on.
He never got back or anything?
That was pretty bad. No, we talked several times right up until the day of the show.
And then boom.
And then I called him 4 times during the day. Like I always call we always have a pregame call. And everybody probably thinks Aaron, I'm going to have to go to M&H unless Allison pulls something off. So
can you call in? No, we have no internet, and the phones are voice over IP, and this gives me a good excuse to try to get
Skype working.
Yeah, and it's not like everybody says, well, just put Skype on a computer and just it's not that simple. There's all sorts of nonsense going on here. Sound comes from the mics into the mixing board, goes into the PC, out of the PC, back to the board, then out through a Mixler link. There's so much shit going on, so much routing. To put Skype on that computer is just not going to work. I tried it because I figured.
Well, we did it.
We did it with an auxiliary.
Yeah, we did
with another device, and I've got a Mac Mini sitting right there that could just be a Skype machine. It could do that. So I mean that's something we'll try to get set up. And honestly, I used it. I don't normally use Skype. I use FaceTime, and like when I talk to my guys overseas, we use FaceTime, and the audio is decent.
Yep.
Skype was better. It was really good. Now, I don't think the guy was talking to had like a Skype professional or anything.
Skype was good when we did it. I think we did it just as a call-in. I mean, I think your point is given 15 minutes to do it, it would be tough. I mean, if you had all week to do it because you knew internet was going to be down one day, we probably could have.
Yeah, and I got to figure out what the fuck we had last week where the hard drive was full.
Right.
At the tail end of the show.
Yep.
And then like just now, I mean, people probably didn't realize it, but we just came on cold. I can't play the music.
Yep.
I can play it on the computer and it comes out of the computer speakers, but it won't go through the board. Nothing should have anything that shouldn't have anything to do with internet, but so much shit. I just had to undo a bunch of shit to be able to get this to work.
I'm gonna suggest that the premium members write into
Comcast?
To our management and complain about our situation here.
That would be us. We would would have premium members and just be like, "Hey, we're done. Thanks for paying."
Anyway, you know what? Somebody just asked a question. Aaron asked me what I thought of his suggestions. Dude, they went by so fast. I maybe I didn't even see them if it was from tonight.
And Aaron, in fairness, and I should have brought this up to him. He has a carburetor guy that I'm supposed to call because it seems like people still want carburetor guys because I guess people still use them.
Yeah.
You know what's funny? I just saw an ad for a carburetor. It says EFI replacement system or something like that.
And it was a carburetor?
Yeah, if you want to go racing. It was pretty tricky.
That's a good marketing.
Yeah, pretty good thinking. Yeah.
But that particular guy that Aaron has, apparently all he works with his primary thing is E85. And that's kind of neat.
Yep.
And what is the future of E85 here? Is it around to stay? Is it
I don't know.
A government subsidy thing that's going to end up going away?
Good question.
Because
I think the big thing with E85, regardless of where it lies or where it ends, with regard to commercial or pass car, I think as a race fuel, it's gonna stay on because the manufacturer, it's so much cheaper. I mean, you can get E85 for, I want to say, a fifth of the cost of
race gas,
C16 or Q16. Hell, you can get E98, and it makes power. And when we did that 2J test and made 1850, that was on E85.
Just a pump available fuel.
Yeah. Yep.
That is pretty amazing.
Well, truth be told, it was I think VP 85.
Right, but the blend was
the blend to be
85.
Yeah, yep.
Where it needs to be.
And we're doing that again, by the way. I just started that deal.
Okay.
We're going to try to do like a 2500.
Is it for testing or is it just
we're testing
dickheads?
We're testing a piston, asymmetrical.
If you're wondering why I keep looking at my phone, because
I wasn't wondering.
Well, I'm like going back and forth here because
texting with FUD.
No, it's making me batty because I hear the data transfer in the background.
No.
If you listen quietly, you can hear it, or listen carefully, you can hear it.
You're a mess.
Ding ding.
Oh, and it's money to you. Mike was complaining before about how much it's going to cost him in gigabytes.
No, I mean I hear the data. I don't want the fucking artifacts in the podcast. I don't know if I can filter that out.
Well, I was going to say the premium members otherwise should have covered that.
Yeah, that's why I keep moving the phone. Like I've got the phone started on the desk. Now it's all the way over, like trying to get right up to the computer to stop this infernal noise in my headphones. Well, The reason I asked about the 85 stuff is because it seems like more and more people are going that direction. Now, out here, there happens to be a Sheetz that has E85. And it's close. Actually, it's probably right near you when you're at work. Shouldn't be far away at all. Yeah, what is it, like a couple miles?
Yeah, thereabouts. It's over by our, not propane, our welding filling station.
Okay. Yeah, but it's for Wilson, me, it's close. I mean, that's where I got it for my little truck. Right. I mean, and it's from here, it's probably
it's
about...
a big Sheetz too, isn't it?
Yeah, big place. They probably it's probably 26 or 27 miles.
Right.
But they seem like they get it pretty regularly. Over the winter here, it seems like it was like 65 to 70%. And then I guess the percentage comes up as it gets warmer.
It could be.
Yeah, because I guess it's harder.
Harder to start.
Yeah. So, I mean, it seems like you got guys like this carburetor guy doing an E85, carburetor package for people. But I just wonder what's going to happen because everybody knows that it doesn't really make money, right? I mean, it's not.
No, in the real world, it doesn't. But actually, back to the carburetor guy, it's a great plan because I don't know that anybody does that. And I remember a few years ago, my brother going crazy with his street car. He couldn't figure it out. And he called him and his one carburetor buddy. And they're not car guys. My brother's an electrician. He's had a decent car, but he asked me about it and I asked him about fuel and, we kind of figured out that it was the ethanol content because the carburetor has no idea.
Right.
So now you're lean all the time. So you put accelerator pump in it and it bogs, or you put jet in it. It's a mess.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, carburetor guy doing that should do okay.
Yeah. And I guess the computer cars like mine, they can, knowing how mine corrected without a flex fuel sensor. I mean, I think what happened, and like a guy like Banish could probably tell you more about this. I think they had like a wider set of parameters of corrections.
Yep.
Like it would store like maybe another correction, like the flex fuel number, that the ethanol content that it detected ended up being a correction. So if it sees that the car was shut off and started and the gas gauge moved and blah, 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 it went into like a learn deal. So it could always correct that. But like a conventional injected car, your stoich number isn't 14.7, it's 1408 or 1410.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I could see that really messing up a carb.
Yeah. Yep. No doubt.
It's like putting a hot rod fuel in and then melting it up.
Yeah.
I got a lot of guys that have done that.
Aaron, when you get a chance, type in your suggestions again so I can answer you. I can't go back and find them because the messaging is going too fast. Tad, what do you got? You didn't fix the Subaru yet, huh?
Between rain and all that.
Yeah,
but I got all the parts at least, and
it's been crappy.
Trying to break loose those 32 millimeter axle nuts.
Oh,
with my little 1/2-inch breaker bar wasn't happening.
Oh, you're fixing it on the ground?
Yeah, so I got a 3/4 inch breaker bar and 3/4 inch sockets, but it's just been miserable rain and crap like that every day.
That sucks. Don't you know somebody with a lift?
The car can't move though; it's seized.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Is it really that bad?
Yeah, the rear's locked.
Don't you know somebody with a tow truck?
I did a flatbed, and we had fun trying to get it off the flatbed to my driveway.
Oh yeah.
I give up.
Just listen to the data.
I've been sitting here like swinging the microphone around, hunting in a place I can put the phone to stop making that fucking noise.
Oh, Aaron, it was on Messenger. Okay, I could look there. Sorry, I thought you asked about something tonight.
That's the problem, trying to figure out where things were sent out, email, Messenger, or what,
Yeah, well, that's the other problem. It seems like everything, and when I was talking to Anthony today, he said, fucking Tad. He's like, doesn't he know what a fucking phone is? I said, no, I don't think anybody talks to Tad on a phone anymore. He's
I didn't have somebody's number.
You couldn't find the Soma racing engines on the internet?
Freaking Jerry gave it to me.
Okay.
Who did?
And I called him. What?
Okay. Yeah, because Tad kept messaging him on Facebook.
I messaged him once.
You really couldn't find his number? Never mind. Yeah, well, let's not go down that road.
Take that detour into that highway again.
Yeah, I know. I almost did. Did anybody see one of our guests was on Jay Leno?
Really?
Yeah, Nick from American Racing has a Toyota Prius with a Hellcat engine.
Oh, that, yeah.
And I think he said that before. Boy, that's a big fuck you, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is. It's awesome. and it's got American flags on the side and everything, and it was on Jay Leno's garage.
Really?
And
it was funny.
They went for a ride in it, and the thing apparently is very well. Not
is
apparently.
it Nick's?
Yeah,
and he was on Jay Leno.
Yeah,
not just the car.
No, Nick was on. Yeah.
No, they drove in the car together, and not stock Prius.
The thing went. I mean, you know how short they are, and it's got a mini tub, and it's got big tires and everything. And it's a 6-speed car.
Well, clearly it was a rear-wheel drive conversion.
Yes,
obviously. Yeah. And they took it to, I forget what track they went to, but went 930.
Yeah,
really.
Yeah. That's a handful in that car. The wheelbase is like 40 inches or something.
Is it loud or is it quiet?
It was
it's loudish.
I'd make that thing quiet, and I'd put down the road in the fast lane at like 35 like they do. And then when somebody gave you the high beams, I'd fucking launch.
Yeah.
I'd just leave them sitting there and be like, what the fuck was that?
Didn't it have World War II, the teeth on the side and everything?
Yeah, I'd imagine it's made to look. Yeah, I'll have to check that out.
It's very, very patriotic.
Yes.
So, yeah, I talked to Nick today, actually. They're redoing the motor in it, and we're going to get together and get some parts to him. So, cool deal.
Sweet.
They had 500,000 views in, I forget how many days.
Yeah, I think Jay Leno might be a little bit of a draw.
Yeah, he is. He's slightly bigger than, like, it's Jay Leno, and
Should we get him on?
There's a little bit of a gap.
Little gap.
Power and speed.
Yeah, just like 4 or 5 spots.
Yeah.
Maybe.
4 or 5 galaxies.
100,000 spots.
So.
I love his show. Love his collection.
Oh, his collection's sick. I sat at his desk.
Did you?
Yeah, I went to the show a couple times. We used to, from NHRA, we knew a guy years ago. This is long ago. God, I don't even want to say how long ago. It's maybe 15, 18 years. We knew a guy who was the prop master for the show, and he got us in 3 or 4. A couple times we sat right in the first row. We got to sit at his desk and take pictures, met him. One show I was on, it was pretty cool. Not on, I was at. Larry Holmes was the heavyweight champ of the world. I'm sorry, Riddick Bowe. And he was the guest. He was the main guest. And before he came out, they shut all the lights off and put a spotlight. And Michael Buffer, the ring announcer, came and did the whole, thing like it was a fight. It was pretty. Cool. It was pretty cool. I saw Meatloaf was on the show once when I was there. I was there like 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, Tom's been there quite a few times, it seems.
Well, I think 4 times. It was pretty cool.
I want to go see The 5.
I don't think that's a live show.
Yeah, it is.
Really?
Yeah, you can get tickets for it. Dipshit Fudd looked at it, and I found it online, too.
Oh, I don't.
You going to go with Fudd?
You don't want to go see, like, Dana Perino? I want to see what she looks like in person.
She's like 5 foot tall.
I know.
Oh. Jesus, Mike. Get a hold of yourself, man. Well, go with Fudd. Fudd's a Manhattan kind of guy.
Yeah.
There you go.
He's a devil may care dude.
Yeah.
Dumpster fire.
Yeah, that's what he had. That's what I was looking for.
And on the other side of Jay Leno stuff and TV stuff, I do see that Last Man Standing is coming back.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was gonna text you that.
Who picked it up? Fox?
Yeah.
This is one of those things. This is like, if somebody came and they wanted to make our show, a syndicated show, somebody would end up funding this show, and then they would sell it to other shows. They would shop it out. So apparently Fox TV was the one that originally did it. And then it went from Fox TV to CBS or ABC. I think it was CBS, ABC. I don't remember which one. I think it might have been ABC, but whatever. But they dropped it. Everybody bitched and it came back. And look, it's the political side of it. Yeah, it's funny, but it is pretty good. It was a good show. I know you don't watch it. Like anytime I bring up anything about TV, you're like, oh, I never saw it.
Yeah, I didn't watch it, but I did hear it was good. That's Tim Allen, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Correct.
No, and I heard it was good.
And he is that, like, to me, if you listen to it, like him, probably Adam Carolla, and probably even Jay Leno, all these guys, they are guys that kind of worked from basically nothing. Like they worked to get where they are. And as soon as they got money, what'd they do? Fuck with cars.
Yep.
Like Tim Allen's got some amazing videos of putting, stuff together, stuff he's having built.
He's got some nice sleepers too.
Shit, he does. He's got a lot of nice stuff. So I don't know, maybe that makes it a little more, because I know who the guy is. So like when he's talking about his car, he's working on his car.
You know what he's talking about.
Yeah, he's not just
talking about it from our
level. He's like one of us.
He doesn't look at the battery and say, oh, that carburetor is a little fucked up.
Yeah.
Not my mechanic did this. It's like,
Yeah.
No, he did turn the wrench himself.
So Anthony Ferguson just mentioned that Street Outlaws is coming to Maple Grove. What town is Maple Grove actually in?
Maple Grove?
Or is there a track in Pennsylvania like in Mouton or something like that? I know there is. Somebody figured it out because there is a.
Is it Maple Grove in Reading?
It's outside of Reading.
Okay, well, I think everybody calls it Reading.
Yeah, it's called. Well, NHRA calls it Reading, but it's not actually in Reading. I forget what town it's in. But there is last year Street Outlaws, the thing that Birdman won, that tour, that no prep deal. One of them is coming to Pennsylvania, which will be pretty cool.
Okay.
One's going to be at Norwalk, Ohio, too, which is also not that far. Oh, John Mazzio. Hey, John. Okay, so that is Maple Grove. So they're going to run 8th Mile at Maple Grove. One of the 9 events. Birdman told me that today.
Can I say something real fast?
We encourage you to on most occasions.
Yeah, really.
Dale Hitchy, he just sent me 2 things in Messenger: the wheelbase of a Prius, which is 106.3 inches, and the wheelbase of a Corvette, which is 104.5 inches. So they're not that far.
Holy
apart.
smokes! A little more narrow though.
Corvette's that short?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it is. You think about their.
Well, it's a C5 though.
Yeah, that's what I hear. Well, I think the C5 and the C6 are identical.
Yeah, but
I don't think they're any different.
I think the narrow part has a lot to do with it too.
Yeah.
So maybe I shouldn't have said wheelbase.
Well, as long as it doesn't have those little Prius tires, but like I said, it's not. Oh, and on the TV front, Magnum PI is getting a reboot.
Oh, Jesus!
Congratulations, Tom.
Tad. I mean, why would you?
Oh, can I jab Tom a little bit more?
Sure. Go.
Higgins is going to be a female lead.
Ooh, I like it. About time.
Hopefully not Higgins, not with the name Higgins, but we'll see.
I'm trying not to laugh because I could just picture the Magnum PI with Tom with his gay little manly truck, that little lowered Dodge.
The problem is the new Magnum PI
driving around the island.
Doesn't have the mustache. I was like, oh, that just blows a hole.
Instead of 2 Dobermans, he's got poodles.
Oh, ankle biters.
Tad, just remember which one of us admitted to watching the royal wedding, buddy. Okay?
No, whatever.
There's you can't respond to that.
It's royalty.
All right, whatever. So that'll be cool having that kind of race real close to here.
Yes. I haven't been to Reading in years, or Maple Grove in years. I remember the first time I went there, we were going there and like you were passing people with horses and buggies.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm like, where the fuck am I?
Good track though, man.
And I was like, we have to be going the wrong direction.
Was it a downhill track?
I think the shutdown is uphill, if I remember correctly.
Shutdown is uphill.
Yeah. But I remember driving through to get out there, and there's nothing. It's like hills and fields, and just like there is no fucking way there's a race, and then racetrack.
It's really nice out there.
It is.
It's one of those cool tracks where I don't know if you guys remember when they used to run 1320. Well, even now when the fuel cars go as fast as they do, before a fuel or a funny car pass, they have to, at the end of the track, after the shutoff area is a road.
Mm-hmm.
And they swing a gate out and stop traffic on the road because if the cars don't deploy
stop.
a chute,
Yeah.
they actually go across the street.
Wasn't E-Town like that at one point or no?
No.
I don't remember.
No, it was just Tenant Road, and you went, if you got through the sand trap, you went in the woods and got killed.
Did you really go across the road?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, people have done it. Somebody died. John Mazzio, who's on, will remember who it was, but somebody went, I think more than one person did, but somebody went across the street into the woods and was killed.
Well, there's actually a topic, and we might have talked about it a little bit before. Things are getting so fast now, and things are making so much power, I don't want to say easily because I don't want to diminish what anybody's done, but let's face it, it's a lot easier now than it was.
Oh, yeah.
It was a jet car. That's right.
Oh, yeah.
It was a jet car.
Those, when you look at how fast that street cars are capable of going now, and I'm not talking about Hellcats and stuff like that, but you talk about, later model street cars that people have done work to, like take Jeff's car, mid-10s, 4,400 pounds.
Yep.
You take guys that have gone a little bit further, and they've got Like there's a guy who's got a 9-second Tahoe. You know, it goes into nines. It's still probably 5,000 pounds.
Yep. And it's stopping no better.
Actually, I think that thing might be 4-wheel drive. That might be heavier than that.
Yeah.
So you take all these things, they're running quarter mile. I mean, you're getting something that goes that mile an hour at that weight. And I don't want to sound like the old guy who's afraid of getting hurt or whatever. I think it's just, you know, maybe just wisdom catches up with you a little bit, because with how fast these things are going, I remember, and I've talked about it in the past when I went with some of the Mustang guys that were back then 10-0s, you know, just getting into the 9s. It was like right around that range. I was watching them, you know, at the big end of the track, and they're all over the fucking racetrack. Yeah. Trying to put the power down. I know tires got better. Everything got better. But it seems like that all these NHRA rules that they have, like to allow you to compete in the quarter mile, we're getting to the point that it's no longer how much power you can make. It's what you're legal to go.
Yeah.
Like everybody talks about like all these, like, look, all the 850 cars at Drag Week, they could go faster than that. Almost all of them.
But they're limited by the.
Yeah. And then like even in that shootout thing, they even did.
Yep.
I'm just wondering, like, are we going to get to the point, like they slowed the fuel, well, didn't slow them down, but they shortened the track. Are we going to get to the point that everything is going to be eighth?
Well, it certainly would make everything safer. I think they'll go to 1,000 foot with everything before they do that. But, you know, speaking of fuel cars, when they were running 1320, they had just gone 330 miles an hour. And now they're at 1,000 foot going 330 miles an hour.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it literally is amazing to go from a standing start, or from a dig, is what they call that now.
Got to use that term, right?
A dig. Let's go from a dig. Without NOS. No, really, standing start, 1,000 feet, and go 330 miles an hour. It's rocket ship
exhilarating.
stuff.
When do you get to the point that you kind of, that the human body can't do that anymore?
Like rocket guys,
what is the G-force that you get to the point that like this is just not going to happen?
Oh, it's a way bigger number than they'll ever hit.
Is it?
Yeah. I mean, fighter pilots.
Yeah, they had that.
They're exposed to 9-10 Gs for seconds.
Yeah, but they have like pressurized suit, right?
Well, but it doesn't kill them. It would just shut them off.
Yeah.
A fuel car, I think.
Yeah, well, I think when you're steering, you couldn't really have yourself shut off.
No, it'd be bad. It'd be bad.
Yeah.
A fuel car, I think they leave at like 4 Gs, but the G load goes down really fast. You know, it's 4 Gs at the hit, and then it's.
I thought I saw something that the G load went up for a minute and then came down.
Well, yeah, it could.
Well, not a minute.
Well, because the wing and the planting of the tire, that they could actually generate more traction than they could at the start. Acceleration.
That could be, but so maybe at the hit, I don't know the numbers. I'm guessing it's maybe 3 Gs. They go up to 4 Gs, and
weren't these guys getting all fucked up from popping the chutes and having their vision getting fucked up?
Don Garlis had that problem with his corneas or stuff from the negative Gs.
Yeah, like
shoots pop.
Yeah, well, he was 60-some years old too. He shouldn't have been doing it anymore. But
I was just saying. I wonder what. I mean, look if you say it's not enough to black you out, and I mean, I guess you get conditioned to doing it.
Yeah.
You know, if you do it enough, like maybe you hold your breath or
it's only
grunt or whatever they tell you to do.
A few seconds, not like a jet fighter. That's
Yeah, I mean, you
constantly.
Could, an F-16. You could pull a 8-9 G turn for as long as the plane will do it. You know, and the suit doesn't keep you awake for 20 seconds. You know, eventually you shut off. Yeah, I think the suit's good for a few seconds.
Hopefully the plane self-corrects, but.
Well, I'm sure they do. But a car doesn't. I don't think the G load is highest at half track. I do not believe that.
Somebody put that on there? That it was highest at half track?
Yeah, I don't think so.
I think I heard exactly that.
Yeah, I don't think it is.
We might have both read the same. Maybe it was on Naziok. We both got it from the same place.
No, we got it all from the dig, man. That all-wheel drive.
Yeah, I don't know where. I
would like somebody to find that out because I don't know.
Yeah, I'd love to be able to go on the internet and look, but I'm afraid if I open anything else up that I'll jam the whole audio cast.
We'll lose everybody.
Well, Mogul probably knows off the top of his head. I mean, the guy does know everything.
But I mean, so you think they'd shorten it to 1,000 before shortening it to?
I think. I mean, it would make more sense.
And from the practical standpoint, to me, if your car is certified to go, it's 850, and I'm sure somebody can chime in and tell you what mile an hour. If you're certified to go that, why do they now? You have. It's really not ET. Let's face it. It doesn't matter how fast something gets there. It matters how fast you're going when you could crash.
Yeah.
So the mile per hour has got to be the important point. From what I saw, that it seemed to me, looking at eighth mile times versus quarter mile times, that the NHRA numbers corresponded to, this is what you should go in the eighth if you were an 850 car. So this is your certification level to go the eighth mile.
Mm-hmm.
But in the eighth mile, you're not going the mile per hour that you are at the other end. I mean, isn't that a way to allow people to run a car as hard as it will go to the eighth? You know what I'm trying to say? Like let's say an 850 car is good enough for, I don't know, probably, let's say 175. I don't know if there's actually a certification. I know there was for shoots.
Yeah, but at the eighth, and this is going to maybe clear up
Amount your back half.
The G-load thing. Yeah, I mean, the back half is nowhere near the front half.
I understand that. But you still, what are you going to back half and say an 850 turbo car? What would you back half? Somebody got to know, one of the guys, they got to know.
In mile an hour or an ET?
Mile an hour.
An 850 car with a turbo.
Yeah. And I know most of the drag week guys, they leave kind of on the softer side.
Well, I mean, I don't know what an 850 car, eighth miles, what is it, 570? I don't know. But it's most of your, but what I'm talking about is your theory about mile an hour. The mile an hour is there at the eighth. You don't pick up a third anymore.
No, but I know you're picking up more than 5. I mean, you got to be. Yeah, PJ should know.
No, John, John Mazzio was talking about, we almost saw, I thought we did see that. We were there when Carl's dragster flipped over. I thought we saw it, or did we just keep telling ourselves that we did, and that's the story now?
All right, a bunch of people are saying 32 to 35 miles an hour. For an 850 type pass, 35 to 40. That's how much they pick up in the back.
Yeah, it's here. It says after a quarter second, you reach almost 4 Gs.
He's answering a question from 10 minutes ago.
And PJ just answered, yeah, the G load for a top fuel car is 330.
Yeah.
So that's a third.
Okay. Well, I knew it was more than the starting line.
Yeah.
I get a little,
no, I agreed with that.
Extra credit.
I agreed with that.
So they pick up, so let's say we're talking about an 850 typical turbo car. Let's say they pick up, make it low, pick up 30.
Yep.
Well, if you took 30 mile an hour off, let's say it was an 850 car, and let's say it goes 160, 165.
Well, here you go. Steve's car goes 40 in the back half. He goes 760 at 185, and he picks up 40 miles an hour.
Okay.
So there's exact numbers for you.
Well, that's a little faster than I was saying. But okay, so look, if you took the 40, I'm looking to see here.
Look at Allison, man. It's just funny.
All right.
She's a funny chick.
Okay.
She keeps throwing Jessica Barton in there. Like
I'm not gonna pick on Allison.
I'm not picking on her. I think she's funny.
I think you're being very abusive.
I'm not. I liked what she did.
Borderline misogynistic. All I'm saying is that, like, if you had a car, let's say you picked up 30, and you had an 850 car, let's say it was going 155.
Yep.
Take 30 off 155. That's 125.
Yep.
So if you had a car that was going 125 in the quarter, how fast could it possibly go for it worked great? What, bottom 10s? 125?
125, a really good working car is like 11.0.
Really?
So,
I don't think so.
Yeah.
No.
That's what the hook factor would tell you.
104, 105.
No, you can go faster.
Yeah.
But the car's not working as well. Talking about a car that hooks right, does everything right, a super stock car?
Yeah, a super stock car that went, I'm pretty sure, like, I remember, well, I'm trying to think if those guys, they were in the 130 area. No, they got to be in the mid to low 10s at 120 something. Even Jeff was. Well, Jeff, he wasn't quite there, but the mile an hour was good enough. He would go like 11 O's at like 125, and that thing was all fucked up. Like not leaving hard, not doing anything right. I know they can go that fast. Let's
that's right. Yeah. You're right. It's a lazy car at 11.0 at 125.
So let's say 1050.
Okay.
So now if you knew your speed, your correlation of speed, if you removed the back half from the turbo car at 850, it's like having a car that goes, in the tens. Again, I'm talking about, yes, you've got the rate of acceleration, but the stuff that hurts you, it's always like it's not the fall that kills you, it's the stop.
It's the stop, yeah.
Right.
The sudden stop.
So if you're going to stop at 125 at the 8th mile or whatever it may be, why do you need an 850 cage? You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It should be speed related because that's the energy of what you're going to hit.
Not ET.
Yeah. The energy of how your level of fucked up is going to come from how hard or how fast you crash.
So all that was based on talking about a cage that you need?
No, it's not based on talking about a cage.
You're going to make some kind of cool point.
I know. I think NHRA, I think if they wanted to swing more people into the 8th mile stuff, they might want to lighten up or they might want to revisit the rollings because it seems like what they have is that you couldn't, if you have a car that was capable of going 750, you wanted to run it in, and you didn't have 750 stuff, if you wanted to run 8th, you still had to have like 750 certifications, even though you weren't going anywhere near as fast.
So what you're trying to, so are you actually saying like no one knows that the people at NHRA are idiots?
No, he's saying don't put a Hellcat motor on your Prius because they're going to hammer you either way.
There's that silence again.
I know.
It just, you have to have it.
I know.
And without the internet, there's no crickets.
Oh, that's why we have you here, Ted. All right, I got to read this. You know what? Talk. You two talk amongst yourselves. I got to
really. Thanks, dude.
Oh yeah.
Hey, Mike, it's over there.
So 300. All right, Tad, read and digest this Robbie Knievel paragraph.
Where's that at?
He's talking about G-Force. So when are you going to work on the Tahoe?
I wanted to work on it this week, but I've got a bunch of stuff. I have to call Allison. I have to. I got to call her. I've got the lift guy. I got to get to the bottom line of this rock clause stuff and figure out what the fuck. Did I tell you about that?
No.
Oh, that's right. I thought I told you about it, but it turned out I told Jeff about it. Okay, so the guy's going to put the lift in. And I'm putting an in-ground in because I don't want posts in the way. That's what I'm going to do.
Yep.
I know right where it's going to go.
Yep.
I know what the ground is like here because we built the building. I dug the footings. I put the big giant water tank in from when the dyno was going to go here. I mean, I know what the ground's like. You're going to hit rock. You're going to hit shale. Mm-hmm. That's what it is. There's like a foot of dirt and the rest is shale. Mm-hmm. So this guy wants me to sign the contract. Well, I take that back. I did sign a contract, but he sent me the rock clause after I signed the contract. So to me, the contract is void. You can't add another thing for me to sign later. Oh, by the way.
So what's the rock clause? If they hit rock, it's another 10 grand?
Well, that's exactly it. If we hit rock, it's going to be more. How much? Don't know. You got to give me a range.
What, were you dealing with Tad?
Pretty much. I said, you got to give me a range. Are we talking 500? Are we talking 5,000? I mean, if you have to bring in dynamite, is it 10,000? I mean, where are we at here? And he goes, well, typically it's never any more than a couple $100. I said, okay, then if you say that's typical, I'm telling you there's nothing here but shale. That's what you're going to find. Why don't you bill me for quote unquote hard digging work like with shale, and I'll pay you for that. No. Well, if you said it's typically that much more, what's wrong with that? I said, because you're asking me to sign an open-ended deal.
It's crazy.
And he goes, well, we've never fucked anybody. I was like, oh.
Said no one
ever. Thanks.
Yeah, that makes me feel just warm and fuzzy.
So I'm waiting to hear back from this guy, and because I sent him stuff on Monday, and I didn't hear back from him yet. So everything, like I wanted to work on the truck with the availability of a lift and everything else just to make life easier. I mean, you don't really want to be doing some of this on the ground, but I can certainly get started. So I think this weekend I'm going to take the thing apart. And I found out all kinds of lovely stuff. Like, I don't know how the fuck I did this. I thought for sure I said in the registrations, the Corvette ain't registered, the truck ain't registered. Like, no, the only thing that's registered is a little truck. So I had to get that corrected today, too. So everything's all fixed now.
We should shoot guns, too, one day.
It's been too shitty out.
I know. It's supposed to be nice this weekend.
I have all the new stuff to put over there. I just haven't done it. It's just been so crappy.
Let's shoot guns.
Well, if you want to come up this weekend, I mean, this is probably, I'm going to take, the nose off the truck, get all the exhaust stuff off. And
oh, no shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a 4-day weekend.
Yeah. And hopefully those headers do fit. I got to tell you, man, I know what you're saying, but it looks sketchy. We'll see. We might have to have one tube modified. We'll see.
What do you mean have one tube modified?
We might have to have one tube modified.
Well, you're going to do it.
I don't.
Oh, so now you went from building headers to not even fixing one?
No, building headers, like if I had to build individual tubes and then weld them to, say, a plate and a collector, is a lot easier for a guy that's not fantastic at TIG welding than reaching in to get at a tight location. Like, one of them things like standing on your head. And
yeah,
that's not something I think I'm ready to do. I know my limits. I know.
Good. That's good. Well, I'm sure we have somebody that can do it.
Yeah, there's got to be a bunch of people.
Yeah.
So
Rich Mogul probably do it.
No, I'll pass. No offense, Rich. No offense.
Kevin?
No. It would be somebody good. It might be somebody like next week's guest if everything works out, because it looks like he does an awful lot of that and does nice work.
How about Fudd?
There you go.
That's
a negative.
I thought you said he could weld. Or did he say he could weld?
Far be it from me to throw Fudd under the bus, but I have never met a human being that said that he can TIG weld. He can TIG. Hold on.
Oh yeah.
Sorry.
Let me get this all out here. He can TIG weld, but scratch start, which takes a little bit. Like, you got to know how to do it, but it's not unheard of. Fixed transformer, fixed voltage, fixed temperature setting, and he can TIG weld just fine. Now, I'm not going to say that a good TIG welder couldn't do that, because they probably could. They would do everything by speed. They would do everything, moving away from the puddle to maintain heat or add heat. But then how can you possibly tell me that you can't MIG weld?
Can a monkey MIG weld?
A monkey could MIG weld. As a matter of fact, I think that was the trial program before they put the robots in the car facilities, because it's that easy.
So they got rid of people, they put some monkeys in, and then they brought robots in.
Yeah, because the robots didn't need to be fed.
And the whole time, Fudd couldn't work there.
I don't quite understand that. So would I have Fudd fix my header? No. No, if it hits. No, I will go with somebody a little more competent. I'm not trying to throw you into the bus, Fudd, but I have no idea how you could not MIG weld. No clue. But I have everything we need, pretty much.
Yeah.
With the exception of one or two little things that you and I have already talked about. The other components didn't show up today. So
they didn't?
No, probably be tomorrow.
Yeah.
So that's my plan.
That's going to be kind of fun, doing that shit.
I think so. I think it's going to be thoroughly frustrating, because as you saw me wandering around to find out where to put the phone, I have a problem with details not being okay. We might do this a few times.
Whatever.
It's okay.
Maybe Fudd can come over and help.
No. Well, would you like Fudd to come over while you're here? I mean, I can certainly arrange that.
He did beat you to the home-built turbocharging stuff. So.
I got to tell you, the funny thing, we talked about it just a bit. I had to bring it up again.
Home-built turbo.
Way back, I don't know. It probably didn't happen on the show, because I think you found it before the show started.
Oh, yeah.
But he had his iPad here, and he was particularly irritated at Fudd, and he left his iPad here over the week.
Yep.
So I made Fudd his screensaver. Like, when he turned it on, that was what he got to.
Yeah.
I wish we had a picture of that, because that was some funny shit.
And you named it Scarf Guy.
Yeah, Scarf Guy is the name of your iPad.
So it's still named Scarf Guy.
Never leave something unattended around tricksters.
So what else?
I don't know. I'm going to look and see if my internet's back. Just to see now that everything's kind of over.
Man, it's 5 minutes to 8. We got through 55 minutes of nothing, of no internets. No, it's not painful.
Yeah, but remember it's 10:10. They estimated it's going to be back up
this weekend. Nathan, we were just talking about it.
Not a damn thing. Look at that. Request timeout. Request timeout. Request timeout. You suck.
They know when it's going to be back on.
How could you possibly know it's 10:10 unless it's a guy that's how long, that's when the guy is going to stand in front of the machine and push the button.
Oh, that's when the guy gets off break. Okay. Beep, pushes the button.
It was on the show when I saw it. Yeah.
It was.
When I saw the Fudd screensaver, because I did say we got to take it off for, because at that point I didn't have any Apple stuff. I didn't even know how to get it off.
Yeah. I remember that one. You were quite perturbed.
Yeah. Anyway. Fudd just said phone still doesn't work. Wow.
Oh, he knows?
He's a rocket scientist. I guess maybe he's down too.
Oh yeah. Fudd, do you have bandwidth?
He's on your side, huh?
He might be. I don't know. I don't know. It'll tell me how wide the outage is. I don't even know.
Even though he's across 202. But
motherfucker, you believe that? It's 6:00. I'm like, it was like 5:59. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
And they weren't. Hey, Nathan just said thanks for the headers. They look really good.
All right, good. Glad they worked out. Nathan bought the headers that I got at the spare set. Yeah, I wasn't gonna. I could have used them, but that would have been a lot of aggravation. And these came available. They were probably closer to what I need. They might even just plain work. Right. Tom thinks they'll just work.
It sure looks like it.
Yeah, but I guess we'll see, because Tom had talked to the guy about what it was exactly for, and he says, "Oh yeah, people use these."
Yep.
So they maybe they just fit. Maybe when you're trying to look down,
yeah, it's hard
and figure out this sits here, this goes here. It might be a little tough.
This accessory sits here where the turbo should be.
Yeah.
So me and Mike we're texting about this, right? And Mike had a FUD moment for a second.
Now here we go.
We're texting, and he's like, "Well, how do you know it's going to fit?" And I said, "Well, when you guys were talking, I was staring at it. I deconstructed the whole truck in my head, and I saw that they're going to fit."
Now you see, now that's complete
like engineering explained.
No, that's exactly what I typed. And
yeah, and I just, rather than even acknowledge your stupidness,
he called me up and he's like, "What did you? How did you do that?" No,
I didn't.
Yes, you did. You fucking believed me.
No, I called you up. I said, "What the fuck are you talking about,
dipshit?"
Because I figured it meant that you talked to the guy, like you happen to be. Because I even said I thought you were talking to him on the phone. You're like, "I don't talk to that guy every day." You dick.
I'm just brilliant.
So you had one of those how it's made exploded views go up in your head.
Right. And he bought it.
No,
and now
he didn't buy it.
Now he hates it that he did. He's like, "Fuck, Tom is smarter than me. Damn it." No, he never said that.
But you wish
about me or anybody else.
Oh shit.
You guys suck.
But we'll see. Oh, Mogul says it can't be that hard. Mogul probably could look at the engine bay and
say, that'll go.
deconstruct it and say, yeah, it's gonna hit that AC line. You're gonna have to move that.
You have to tweak it a bit.
Well, normally when I'm sick of you
me
guys,
and you, Rich,
I push the button.
Yep.
So imagine I push the button.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I have
the music's playing right now.
It would we'd be stuck here forever.
Sing something, Tad. No,
it'll be like Dying Fetus or any of his other fucked up
I can't
stuff.
believe I said that.
Actually, I heard one of my favorite, one-hit wonder songs.
Taylor Swift,
Red Rider, Lunatic Fringe. I love that song every time I hear it.
That's not terrible.
Friend. Yeah, that's not
that's
out there.
Actually you reaching some level of normalcy.
Yeah.
Okay, whatever.
As crazy as that is.
All right. Well, we'll see, I guess, next week, and I guess it'll be Tuesday.
Yeah, it's looking like I guess everybody likes Tuesdays, right? Does everybody like Tuesday? Because Tuesday does seem to work better.
Yeah.
You like to think that?
It just, I think it is better because Mondays get hectic.
Yeah.
Even for you, honestly, I've had better luck calling you on Tuesdays than I have on Mondays.
Yeah. Yep.
So, all right. Well, we'll probably see you next Tuesday. See you next Tuesday. That's what should be on the shirt.
See you next Tuesday.
See you next Tuesday.
See you next Tuesday.
Okay. Done. Yeah, we'll get T-shirts. We'll order new ones, swear. Fudd says Tuesday's cool, so we're doing it Mondays.
Yeah, right?
Wednesday.
All right. Well, I guess we're just going to say goodnight, right?
Yep. Good night, everybody. See you.
Good night.
All right. Well, that's how we ended it. I can't believe I got no music, no nothing.
Mogul just said, Mogul says, shut the fuck up, Fudd.
Hey, PJ. Yeah,
I like Rich.
PJ, the vet is actually going probably all of a sudden things are happening quickly. So that's good. Am I going to make it? I don't know, dude. There's a lot to do. Tom and I just talked about it yesterday. We got to call Howard and really have a sit down about what has to be done. And because it's like ready to go there or will be shortly.
Yep.
So, we're going to figure it out from there and we'll see. I'd like to get it done. I really would. This is killing me. I talked to Nathan for a while about this, but yeah, we're close.
It's funny though. The guys, Jason Dozier's got 50 hits on his car.
Yeah. Well, his shit was kind of all together. He just made changes. Did he fix the body?
No.
He's leaving that.
No, but that's my point.
Yeah.
He made some changes and he's got 50 hits on the car already.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I always see him. He's posting. I'm going here. Doing
this is so
he's
easy,
out to win.
dude.
I know. We got this.
Piece of cake, right?
I know.
That was Tom, not
Idiot.
me.
Matter of fact, I found another car just
agree.
like his for $1,500 in I think PA.
Really?
Another beige, but it's a Fairmont wagon. But
really,
yep, 81, just like my old Fairmont coupe. Be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Be neat with a 2J.
All right, well, I'm actually going to push the stop button. But yeah, sorry, guys. I mean, there's really nothing we could do. I wish this didn't happen because we finally had some stuff lined up that I think would have been good. But next week, we'll try to get stuff together. Maybe Tom will talk to Tim by then.
I hope.
How do you say his name?
McCamus.
Yep. Yeah, talk to him. So we'll see. But all right, that's it, guys. See ya.
Hey.